Maybe that wasn't enough, Jack, for you yet, so let's go back in time once again to the era I'm more familiar with, and look at one of his less viewed videos, Football Finger Foods. Pizza balls. And don't forget to like and subscribe. We're trying to reach 500 subs before April for the channel's 5th anniversary, so if you want to help out with that. Not the greatest intro, but definitely this one was one of the ones that is leagues ahead of whatever the one we saw before this for the new era was.
39, 47, hut, hut, hut. All right, I don't even think they do numbers anymore. I think it's like Omaha, New York, burrito. I don't know, they do these weird words. Okay, so you guys ready for some football finger food?
Now, I'm not a sports person, if you couldn't tell. I do appreciate finger foods and party appetizers and the like, and as I've stated numerous times before, I do enjoy some good trash, just garbage food. And I find it very unlikely that Jack would mess up a ball of dough filled with cheese. But now that I'm saying it out loud, I should probably bide my time and wait and see.
Okay, so let's get ready. Come on in close, and I'll show you exactly what this takes. It's pretty simple. Okay, so it's basically a pizza in a ball.
I never would have guessed.
So you got your pepperoni slices, and you could put sausage in. You can put any topping for a pizza that you like. All right, here's some finely shredded Parmesan cheese, or you can shred your own.
Don't get me wrong, Parmesan on pizza is good, but why would you not just go for, mozzarella?
Block of cheese, I'm gonna be cutting these into squares. I don't use pizza sauce, even though the recipe says use a pizza sauce for dipping.
You can't follow a recipe and then post it online as if it's your own recipe, Jack. At that point, you might as well just make a Facebook post sharing the recipe.
Got the biscuits and your favorite seasoning, garlic powder, Italian seasoning, anything you want to top. It says Italian seasoning down below.
I can tell you right now that seasoning right there, it's one of his best seasonings. I don't know which one. It might just be the best seasoning you'll ever taste or something like that. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure there were like 3 variants.
So let's get this started. So you figure your biscuit or your ball will be about that round.
Okay, I think what he's going to do is bake the Parmesan on top of the pizza balls, but then he's filling it with Colby Jack? What?
So you want a piece of cheese, I don't know, just cut these in squares, I'll show you.
Okay.
So let me trim that just a little bit more. And any scraps I have, it's like this is a scrap. To me, this is a scrap. I'm gonna put off to the side. I put them in a bag and I make omelets with all my scraps.
What do you mean that's a scrap? You could still use that in the pizza ball. If it's not thick enough for you, oh, I don't know, Jack, just fold it in on itself. One thing that Jack is notorious in doing is producing so much unnecessary food waste. Even if he claims that he's going to use it later down the line, this is a perfectly fine chunk of cheese that you could still throw in a pizza ball. There's no reason to set this aside for later for a different recipe.
So there you go. See how square that is? It's a nice little square.
You could have just... If you wanted a square piece of cheese, Jack, why did you not just cut a square piece of cheese from... Instead, he cut it in half or like in a third-ish and decided, Jack, instead of... Clearly, you can tell how frustrating this is. Instead of starting from the middle and then having uneven sections of cheese, Jack, just start from the outside and measure how many you need. You could very easily cut that rectangle of cheese into 4 quarters. What is so hard to understand about that?
Same thing with this one. We're going to square it up. There we go. Awesome.
Again, you could have just cut that in half and not had to... You would have... If you had cut that in half, you would have had 2 evenly sized pieces rather than having to shave off this little sliver on the end.
Okay, next thing you want to do is peel this off. This thing should pop open. There we go. There we go. All right. So get these out. Let them drop out by themselves if you can.
I kind of understand why he's using the Pillsbury biscuit dough here because it's in pre-sectioned rounds, but there is tinned Pillsbury pizza dough.
If not, go in after them. All right, so you can take one of these and smash it down. That's right, how cool is that? That's easy. 2 pieces of pepperoni right there. 1 thing of cheese right there. Press it down. Roll that up. Roll that up. Roll that up. Roll that up. Rotate it and just roll it up. And then put it on the pan like that.
That doesn't look like a pizza ball as much as a pizza hockey puck.
Last thing you're going to want to do is just a little Parmesan on top of each one.
I brushed with butter, sprinkled with season, and now am topping with Parmesan cheese. Make sure you put the open side down. I have them the wrong way. So even though Jack's using somebody else's recipe, he still finds some way to balls it up. I don't know how, but he did.
Last thing you're going to want to do is just a little Parmesan on top of each one. In fact, this is probably the hardest part right here, just pinching a little bit on top.
Jack, for you, I would not say that sprinkling Parmesan cheese on top of your pizza balls was the hardest part. I think the hardest part for you was now that I'm saying it out loud, Jack doesn't properly measure things. Why would I have figured that he properly measured the cheese before cutting it? I should have known better.
All right, now let's get this in the oven. 425, 18 to 20 minutes. Let's do it. Oh, there you go. Okay, some of them oozed a little bit.
I don't think some of them oozed, Jack. It looks like all of them oozed. It looks like he also corrected his previous mistake and flipped these so that the pinched closed side is on the bottom of the tray. And I have a sneaking suspicion that that is why so many of them leaked out their cheese. He might have done it halfway through the baking process, and that caused the already warming or partially melted cheese inside to slip through the not fully cooked dough and begin weeping through.
I may have cut my cheese a little too thick.
Cutting your cheese too thick was not the problem, Jack.
Now, while I'm plating these, I got to tell you about something I did during the recipe. I flipped them over. I made sure the openings were down.
Yep.
That should have been the way we did it in the first place. So when you make these and you close them up, make sure the openings are face down on the cookie sheet, okay?
And I'm pretty sure that that is why they ended up leaking so much. Not necessarily Jack's fault if the recipe called for it, but if Jack's such an expert cook as he claims, or he knows better than other people that have written recipes, he should have recognized that having it pinched side down might be to the recipe's detriment.
Okay, here it is. Isn't that beautiful? They came out better than I thought. Even with the cheese oozing out.
At least mix the oregano in the sauce, Jack. Don't just put it on top, because then you're gonna dunk it, and then you're gonna get like 1 or 2 pizza balls that are just loaded with oregano, and then the rest of the sauce isn't gonna have any.
I can't wait. Let's give this a try right now. Okay, I saved an extra one. I don't even want to ruin this. This plate looks so good. But the game's coming on right now, so I gotta hurry up and dip in here and try this out. Here we go.
See how he avoided, when dipping it in, the cluster of cheese and oregano in the middle of the sauce container?
I so badly want to double dip, but I'm not going to.
Now, I don't doubt that this recipe, at the very least, tastes okay. It's the execution and methodology of it that Jack always seems to somehow mess up on even the simplest of things.
flaky, warm. The pepperoni's not even that strong. I might even put sausage in next time.
I honestly totally even forgot he put pepperoni in there. And that's going to do it for this episode, folks. Thanks y'all for watching. Leave a like and a comment down below. Share any Jack videos that you think I should cover, or any other channels you want me to take a look at. As always, thanks for supporting and sticking around, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.